Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas to you and yours from the Nomad Network. Happy holidays and whatever you consider this to be to your family. I don't know what you call it, but hey, man, be in good spirits today because I am. Fellas, man, we got a good one coming up here, man. I feel really good about this game. And by the way, we'll have the Superback joining us here in a few minutes from live from the stadium. Sean Sierra will be joining us here shortly. But fellas, man, I was looking at a video last night. This team, our team could just the way it's trending and the cohesion of the group. I think we poised to, especially Justin Fields. I think he can have a really good game today, man. And we are out. Let me see. Let me look at my inactives here. Let me real quick. Give me a second. We're out Deontay Foreman. I know that for sure. Think Nathan Peterman, Deontay Foreman, of course, EQ, Tevin Jenkins, and I think maybe one more person. I'm not sure. But who was that?
Travis Homer.
Travis Homer's out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so yeah, we're down a few pieces, but we should get a good look, Samo, at our guy we've been waiting on for a few weeks now, Colin Johnson, the receiver we picked up. What is he? 6'5", 6'6", 215, 220, 222, as a matter of fact. Should get a good look at him today. I'd like to see how they implement him. What do you think about Colin Johnson?
Man, big body receiver, man. Something we need. Red zone target. Should be good for Justin Fields. Tevin being out is concerning to me, though. It's the one thing that concerns me, and that could stall our offense because we know that pressure up the middle doesn't serve Justin well. So we'll see how Getsy schemes everything up today. You know, get the ball out of Justin's hands, get him on the move a little bit. You know, I agree that Justin can have a big game if we do that. And if we try to get cute, it can get ugly. It can get ugly, just as every other week, I guess.
Okay. So you gave our inactives. I'll give Arizona's.
All right.
Arizona's missing wide receiver Marquise Brown, cornerback Garrett Williams, linebacker Tyreek Smith, linebacker Victor Dimukegi. Sorry, Victor. Offensive lineman Carter O'Donnell, offensive lineman Dennis Daly, tight end Travis Vokolek. They've got a little bit of shakiness on their offensive line given the inactives today. Marquise Brown is a big hit for them, to be honest with you. Hollywood Brown ain't playing today. That's a big hit for them offensively. Whereas we're kind of looking at Equanimous St. Brown and a missing Dr. Foreman. Speaking of which, Nomad, you were probably bang on right about that high ankle situation with him.
Yeah,
I remember you bringing that up. I think post game after last week, and you know when I was asking the question, like what happened to Dr. Foreman, he kind of disappeared in the game. That probably does explain his inactive designation today. Hopefully he gets back soon and healthy. That being said, looks like we're going to be. It's probably going to be a Roshan Johnson split with Herbert as well today from a running perspective. I don't like to hear that Tevin Jenkins is ever out, but again, he's clearing concussion protocol, so it's not all that surprising. Again, hopefully Tevin can get healthy and get back on the field sooner or later. But given their inactives and ours, I think we line up pretty nicely in that respect today. What do you think, Brian?
Well, first of all, I didn't realize I put on a red shirt, how much I looked like Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho.
Hose.
Yeah. The one day being fat, old, and white ain't a bad thing.
And bearded.
And bearded, yes. Anyway, the last I seen the weather report there in Chicago, it was foggy. So I was thinking it was going to be run. Has the fog lifted any? Nomad, Samuel?
Not that I know of, man.
It's lifted. It's lifted over here on the east side, or the east
What?
side of the lake. That's pretty clear now. I think it's pretty clear now. The weather is great. It's not bare weather, so weather will not be an advantage of ours today. I'll say that.
Well, since it's not that foggy, I guess getting that 6'6" wide receiver may come in handy then, because now
Absolutely.
Justin can see him. Didn't he do pretty well at Texas? And wasn't he picked up by the Giants? And for some reason, they just didn't use him.
Uh,
Anybody?
yeah, yeah,
Yep. Yep.
yeah. He's I think he was supposed to play last week or the week before, one of the two. But when I see stuff like that, when they bring him up and then all of a sudden decide not to play him on game day, first thing you start thinking is an injury. But I don't think it was that at all. I think he wasn't really. I had to imagine he wasn't abreast of what the play calling is, knew the situation is the right way, and it's better not to play a guy than have a guy go out there and blow it for you. So it's good to see him. It's going to be nice to see another big receiver out there, especially in the blocking game. You know, I'd like to see Justin targeting too. You know what I mean? I want to see what he's got, just to be honest with you. I mean, his size is impressive, but I really want to see, them take advantage of a guy like don't laugh at me, but we had success with putting Valus in the backfield last week, and they went away from it, and that frustrated me till the end of the game because I was just like, oh my goodness, why don't they, do that more?
They go away from everything that's successful.
Yes, man. It really starts to bother me after a while. It's like, man, that's not hard. I mean, that's just not hard to tell when you got something going with a guy. Keep it going. That's one of the things I had to complain about Getsy about is that you got something going, man. Hey, play that record till it skips. Play it till it scratches, man. Keep playing that record. If they cannot stop you, then why stop doing it? That's why the 49ers are so effective on the offense. I'm telling you guys, they only run like 5 core plays out of one particular set. They just put a lot of eye candy on it and make it look, different. It presents different every time they do it, but it's the same core stuff. You can do that the same way here in Chicago. Got a decent enough run blocking offensive line to be formidable. All you have to do is be a little bit more multiple with it and not put so much pressure on your quarterback. But that's just what I'm looking forward to.
I've got a question, and I need you guys' opinion on something. Why, given the fact that I haven't heard the announcers call Travis Homer's name one time this year, other than to say he's inactive, why did the Bears waive Darrington Evans after Dante got healthy the last time? I would have waived Homer. Evans looks good when he's running the ball. And I know we say Travis Homer's got special teams, ability, but I haven't heard them mention his name all year. And I wondered that the other day with Deontay being hurt again. Why didn't they keep Darrington Evans? Because they waived him after he got healthy.
The special teams is way more important than you think to a coach, man. If you are a standout on special teams and you can be part of the multiplicity in the backfield, you're going to get the nod over the next back if the next back can't be as effective in the at that spot, the third and fourth running back, you got to be a special teamer and a damn good one to keep a roster spot. So I believe that's all it is.
Yeah, well, I agree with Chris.
Yeah, I haven't heard him. I mean, wasn't his role primarily on special teams as a returner?
Supposed to be as a returner, as a fourth phase. He's supposed to be a fourth phase guy on special teams.
Yeah, and
the fact of the matter is he just hasn't been available. And like you said, Darrington Evans, when he was playing on this team, our running game was probably top 5 running game when we had Darrington Evans and Deontay Foreman. And then when Khalil Herbert gets healthy, they release Darrington Evans, and then we never see him again. I don't even think he's picked up on anyone's roster either. We could have at least brought him back on the practice squad and then utilize him on weeks like right now. I don't understand that either.
I think Miami picked him back up.
Look at it this way, guys. You having a hard time splitting carries between your top 3. You're already having a hard time getting everybody enough touches. That fourth guy, he's probably never going to touch the ball unless like 2 guys go down during the game. He's probably never going to touch the ball during the game. And so, what is his value on special teams?
Well, the value to me was when he was in there, he was just as effective as Herbert and probably more effective than Roshan. Because Roshan's fallen off here
We're
in
talking
the
about
second half
special
of the
teams,
season.
though, Chris.
Yeah. Well, but that's why I ask you, wasn't his role primarily on special teams as a returner?
I
And
never
I have,
heard.
What's the purpose of practice squad?
yeah, I mean they could have moved him down to the practice squad.
Exactly.
And I
don't-
think it's probably related to the salary. I know they paid him he's making more than the league minimum. So that's probably what it is, but that's
Honestly, I'm with you on this one, Chris. I don't. The man got, he got put in the game, and every time he touched the ball, he effectively chewed up some yardage, got into the end zone a couple of times during a short stint here. I'm not sure you sacrifice that for special teams play. I don't see how one should be sacrificed for the other. Again, my simple point is, you put the man on the field. They did. He chewed up yardage. He got in the end zone. I think that's caliber enough to question his value and extend him in some capacity as opposed to cutting him for a special teamer. Super weird, especially given how much trouble we've had getting into the end zone with our backs who aren't named Devonta Foreman, right? Like if that's not your name, everybody else is having a heck of a time getting into the end zone this season. The only other guy I saw get in the end zone from the running back group, for the most part, was Darrington Evans.
Well,
Even outside of getting in the end zone, I think he was still
productive
to date, one of our most productive running backs to date. To date, even though he didn't play, he hasn't played probably in 5-6 weeks. He's still one of our most productive running backs that we've had this year. So that just says a lot to me. I don't know what they were thinking about. I think they wanted to see more of Roshan Johnson, and see what he could do. And I think Darrington takes away from that because they do have some faith in Khalil Herbert. I'm out on Khalil Herbert. I was out on him this summer. Like I'm out on Khalil Herbert. That's the guy that I think Darrington should have replaced is Khalil Herbert.
Well, from week to week, it's become increasingly evident to me that the running back situation is something we're going to have to address that we really probably didn't think about, a few weeks ago as much as coming toward the end of the season, because with, Deontay getting nicked up here and there, and now he's got this. Will he play again this season? High ankle sprains take a long time to come back from. So,
well, the good thing about it all is this is watching them on film, watching the Cardinals on film. They're a little suspect in their run fits, and so this bodes well for all of our running backs. Anybody that's going to be touching the ball today, to really be able to exploit that and have a good game today, man. Because if it was one thing that really stuck out to me watching the film was how well they did not fit the run. So this is even though we feel how we feel about Khalil Herbert or Roshan Johnson, neither one of them to me are running backs that I see being. They're just above average to me. Just me and my personal opinion. They're above average, and that's. You got to get better than that in the running back room. When you got one guy, and the one guy that's not playing is such a big hole, you need to have at least a couple more guys to go behind him. I believe in Travis Homer if he has to get that ball in the backfield. He just hasn't been given the opportunity. I believe in what he can do if he needs to do it. But I think the run game should be pretty decent today if they call up the right stuff and get it blocked up. Well, I think we should see some hay on the ground today.
And that's what that was. Go ahead, Chris.
I was just going to say, never sign a running back named Homer.
Why?
Why do you say that?
It don't even sound like a running back.
Oh, man. He hasn't been given opportunities to run the ball at all.
There's worse names out there. Like what was that kicker's name? Chris Blewett. That's a bad name for a kicker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a terrible name.
Superback. The Superback is here.
What's up, guys? How you doing? Can you hear me all right?
Yes. You're a little sound like you're a little
I got
underwater.
some new earpods, new ear things, so I'm trying them out.
Yeah.
You sound a little muffled, Sean.
Okay. Let me know if that continues. And I have a backup, and we have I have an old earpiece that works. So,
Carry a spare.
Why don't you try that and then pop back? We'll pop you back in.
I bet.
All right.
Yeah, I don't mind Homer as a name. It's like you hit the homer, you're in the end zone, you ran. You know what I mean? Like that's not the worst name. It could be Chris Blewett. Is really where I was at. Chris Blewett. After double dunk and you're testing out all these kickers, and that's the one you're zeroing in on. His name is Chris Blewett. I was like, oh no, man.
Speaking of which, Nomad, you know, saw they extended my guy,
Yes,
What's-
they
who's that?
did.
the kicker. They gave him.
Dos
we talked
Santos.
We talked about that. Santos gets
That's
4
right.
years, 16
Hey,
million.
Wasn't it about right around the dollar amount that we was giving him in
For about it averages 4 million. He's got 9 and a little over 9 guaranteed, but it averages 4 million.
It's a good deal.
And you know
Good
what?
deal for him.
Hey, trust. You know he just eclipsed Robbie Gould as the Bears' all-time most accurate kicker.
nobody
Oh,
cares.
I know you don't. You're a hater. You're a kicker hater.
Nobody want to hear
Yeah,
nobody
absolutely.
can tune in and
I
Nomad
care.
Live. You hearing nothing about no damn kickers. What's going
I
on?
do. Because the kicker cost us an opportunity to get to the Super Bowl.
Just
I
remember
care
that.
about that kicker, man.
Remember that one. Remember those 2 words.
Hi, Sean.
Double doink. Go ahead, Sean.
Man, if you don't be quiet, I'm gonna field goal kick you. Be quiet, man. Nobody want to talk about you.
Better stay in Chicago. We're safe.
Go ahead, Sean.
What's the
Yeah.
vibes like, Sean?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, no, I do. Give me a second.
Hey, turn around a little bit, Sean. Let me see what the overcast is like, man, because everybody's saying
There
the
we go.
fog.
What's up now?
Turn around a little bit so we can see kind of the overcast. Everybody's saying the fog lifted a little bit. Froze up on it. He froze up.
Oh,
Am I
man.
still a little internet connection close with your router?
Sorry, you coming through? You coming through again now? Coming through now.
Can you hear us,
Yeah, I don't
Sean?
know. Can you hear me? It was acting a little crazy, even on my end.
Yeah, we can hear you, but you're there you go. Now you're moving again, brother.
It said get closer to the router. Yeah, I don't know what the hell the router is here.
Let's call polls and get you the password.
Looks like it don't know where you are either.
But seriously, fellas, that was a smart thing to do. If
You're doing
this
right.
Coles and Flus has been here, man, he's been nothing but consistent, man.
That's
Cairo.
right.
It was
Trust.
definitely the right thing to do. You don't want to.
Trust.
We've had field goal kicker issues in recent years, man. You got one that's solid and consistent, so that guy on up to the situation. So we're good there moving forward.
Oh, look who's showing some kicker love.
Here we go.
Just until
Any
Sean.
better?
Yeah, that's better, Sean.
Okay, I guess I got to get closer to the media room then. Maybe that's where the router's at. I don't know. Okay.
Boom. So what's the overcast like, man? The
Yeah,
fog.
it's still a little foggy, but the sun's coming out. Kind of a little bit of a haze. I mean, it's not going to be an issue. It's not going to be like the Eagles game back in the day. I don't believe so. It looks good, man. The track, it looks like a nice little fast track for us boys, and I'm excited. We got the throwback unis today, and I'm really looking forward to a big game from the boys. I think there's a lot of talk going on. I think the team in the whole, but Justin Fields in general may want to just kind of shut everybody up. I had a guy on my show yesterday or Friday. They don't have a lot on defense, right? They really don't. They got Buda Baker. They got 1 first-round pick, and then everything else is like a couple seconds, couple thirds, you know what I mean? So the opportunities are there for us to definitely make a big splash. And I was in the elevator coming up, and some guy's like, I picked the Bears 17-10. I was like, 17? I was like, man, dude, what are you talking about? I got 30-10. What are you talking about?
Right. Hey, Sean, I was talking to the guys before you popped in, man. I was telling them, looking at the Cardinals defense on film, man, they don't fit the run very well, man. So I think it's going to be a good advantageous game for our running backs with or without Deontay Foreman, who's not playing. I think they stand a pretty good chance of having a good game today.
Yeah, and this really could be the coming out party for Roshan Johnson. You know what I mean? He never really got on track. So hopefully this is the case. This is the game. They get it to him 15 to 20 times. You're gonna get Khalil Herbert about the same. Man, get him 15, 20 times for Roshan Johnson. I think that'll be a good thing. Let him kind of get comfortable, get lathered up. Being former running back, I know. Give me the more carries I get, the more into the game I get. And so hopefully, I'd like this for him to be a good coming out party for him because he's going to be really, really important for us moving forward. We got 3 games left this year, but definitely next year and moving on, he's going to be a key piece to this offense.
And let me go around the horn for you guys, man. Hey, Samo, I got a feeling this is going to be a Mooney's game. It's going to be a Mooney game today. I was listening to a presser, Fluce's presser, and they sound intent on getting him involved in what's going on, man. I think this will be a good game. I think they're down one of their starting corners too. And so, of course, most teams going to want to try to shade cover DJ and try to take that away from Justin. I think they, from what I've been hearing, they've been putting in a little extra work with Mooney and Justin. They've been doing a little extra work together. So I expect Mooney to have a pretty decent game today, man. What do you think?
And I expect our entire offense, like you said, to have a good game today. I think Arizona defense is just not a good defense, especially in the passing game. They've struggled all year in the passing game. I think they're at the bottom of the league. I think they're a little better in the running game, but they're not good at all, like you said. At run fits, they got some injuries right now. I think the only thing that can derail us, like I say, is us. And the only concern of mine is the play call in the course because we don't know what we're going to get week to week there. And right now, the offensive line, we know we're going to be inserting probably Whitehair back in at left guard. And we haven't seen the best of Braxton Jones at left tackle. So, I'm a little bit concerned about our offensive line, man. They have to step it up today. And that's the only thing that could derail us is us. I think offensively, I'm with Sean. We should score 30 points today easily. But we have to take care of business on the offensive line, and the play caller has to be, competent today.
Go ahead, Chris.
I think it's, and I was wondering maybe, Sean, and Samuel just answered the question. I was thinking maybe they might stick Carter in on the left side just to give him a look instead of plugging Whitehair back in, but it looks like they're going to play Whitehair.
No, Whitehair's the dude. Yeah.
Well,
I'm not really happy about that at all, bro. I'm not happy about that at all. But I know he's going to give him some pressure. He's going to give up. He employs the Swiss cheese offense rather well. So I'm not a big fan of it right now. And we'll see. Maybe Carter gets in because if he gives up too many pressures or gives up maybe a big hit to Justin, coach is like, all right, you're out. And hopefully it's not a big hit, but hopefully maybe it's just. First of all, I want him to play well. So if he has a great game, perfect. I don't have an issue. But if he does start reverting back to, his lackluster play, I hope it's not at the expense of Justin Fields and Justin gets a huge hit and, has to come out of the game for a second. So I think they're going to be monitoring that. So.
Now y'all got me nervous, man. I'm knocking on wood and stuff. Man. Y'all be too.
And I had another question for you, Sean. The overall mood of the team coming out of last week's loss was really kind of on the negative side. And it just seemed like everybody's mood was just down. You think that's going to affect the way they play today? Or do you think they're going to bounce back from it?
No, man.
No, you know what? The good thing about it is Eberflus really gets these guys in the 24-hour rule. Those of us who play, we know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
24 hours, you're happy about it. 24 hours, you're sad about it. And then you move on. So he's done a great job in his 10-year year and 3 quarters of really getting these guys focused. All right, we had a big win. Okay, great. 24 hours is done. Got a big loss. Bitch and moan about it. 24 hours is done. So I think they're definitely going to be, sort of the end of their second year with them. So I think they're going to be ready to roll. I think that that 24-hour thing, came and went. Now they're just ready for today. So I don't think that last week's loss is going to. If anything, it's going to fuel them. I don't think it's going to affect them negatively. I think it'll fuel them. There's a lot of people have a lot to play for, and you got a lot of proud players on the team, and they want to step up and they want to show part of it, they want to be here next year. All right, but two, they just want to win. And I think, and then as I said, the leadership from Eberflus, whether you like him or not, you're still getting, he's got that locker room still, and so I think these guys are going to come out. I don't think it's going to be a big issue what happened last week.
Hey, kids, you know what, man? What Sean just said is exactly where I want to lead you to, because if you're going to give Eberflus some credit for anything, you got to give him credit for his ability to get those guys to be able to flush a loss, no matter how bad it is, and get to the next game without the stink of that loss lingering. So to Sean's credit, man, I give Eberflus all the credit in the world, because that's not an easy task, man. And I know he'll have them ready, and that won't linger on them.
Reason why I'd asked that is because last week, after the game, it's the first time we had really heard any anti-Eberflus sentiment from the players. I mean, you could kind of, gauge it as that some of the comments they made after the game. So, that to me just kind of plays into the whole overall mood of the team, and hopefully they're not kind of out on Flus right now.
I don't think so. I think it was a situation where they, because you're right, it had been tight-lipped out of that locker room, and I think they had turned the corner. They won 2 in a row, and to fall back into that where they gave up a double-digit lead, for a number of reasons. I think that might have been just, I don't know how to say it, just since it pops up again so quickly, frustration. Like I thought we were past this and we're not. And then right away you start looking, where did it go wrong? And I was here. And obviously when you lose, you can always find blame for everybody. I was going off on Darnell Mooney. I was going off on Cole Kmet. Just these little blocks that they miss. Like I told you, if you take care of the little things, there are no big things. And so a little block, a little here, a little more physicality there, and Justin gets that 4th and 1. DJ Moore gets the pitch. There's a whole bunch of different things that go on, with just little things. I think they're just frustrated, but I think that the mood's good. They look good. They're lively. They're bouncy. I got a good feel when I was down there earlier. So we'll see.
So, kids, what do you think about all that? Where do you think these guys sit? How settled do you think they are behind that loss?
I think they're settled because they have to be right now. The playoff push was really last week. It was a bit of a devastating situation. A loss in that situation is really why you start hearing different things sliding out of the locker room on a negative tier. I'll chalk that all up to again a bit of a devastating loss, and they're really focused on potentially pushing towards the That's where I'll go with that. Outside of that, just to touch on some of the stuff you're saying here, Mooney. I think you're right. I think it could be a big game for Darnell today. I'd like to see the young free agent come in and take on that Chase Claypool role, that Equanimeous St. Brown role, and let Mooney get back to being Mooney. Hopefully, if that's actually the case, then maybe we will see a big game from Darnell. What's interesting to me about today's game is the fact that we're playing a pretty versatile mobile quarterback today. And that's not something this defense has actually seen, to my recollection, this season at all. I'll be interested in seeing how they keep Kyler Murray in a box today and really prevent him from just dissecting this secondary. Reality to me is, I think we have the secondary to go up against any wide receiver group in this league. You name them. I think we have just about that caliber of talent back there. But again, Kyler's mobility, his quick release, I think those are interesting things to see how our defense stacks up against.
Okay. Let me reset this conversation. I'm glad you led me there, and then we'll go from Samuel and on around like we normally do. But Samuel, I do believe here's the key to handling a quarterback with that kind of foot quickness and foot speed. You rush with the intent to contain. That's the idea. You rush with the intent to contain. Keep a cup around him. Don't let him just you can't just speed rush a guy like that because you'll whiff right past him. He's quick enough to exploit you if you don't do that. And you have to also, the coverage downfield, you got to stay plastered to your guy because this guy's ability to be able to make off schedule plays and keep a play alive. His ability is outstanding to be able to do that. So when you're in man coverage in particular, you have to be plastered to your guy, and you got to rush with containment. That's the key. If they can do that, they will absolutely shut this down. Not only that, I think they turn defense into offense today because he's going to throw some up there.
Absolutely. And a day like today, I'm sure those defensive line coaches preaching that to the defensive line. Hey, you guys have to stay in your lane. Rush your gap, stay in your lane, and break down when you're supposed to break down. Don't just think you're going to get this guy down and he's just going to be there. You got to break down and keep this guy contained. No hero ball today, man. That's really what it amounts to. No one should be out there trying to be a hero and, on statue quarterbacks, guys that are just pocket guys, maybe you can jump inside sometimes and make a play because you don't think that this guy has the ability to rush out to the outside or to run to the outside and get away from you. At least he might escape the pocket, but he's not going to get away from you. Kyler Murray can get away from you, keep his eyes downfield, and then hit you for 30 yards, hit a pass 30 yards down the field. So to prevent that, you just stay in your lane. Stay in your lane, rush your gap, keep this guy in front of you, and, rush him honestly, man. So today we have to play disciplined football when rushing the passer. And that goes for the blitzers as well. Like the blitzers have to do the same thing. When a blitz is coming on the inside of you or on the outside of you, rush your gap. We don't want him stepping up or stepping up and stepping out or just rushing to the outside. So, yeah, today is a game where we have to rush him discipline all day.
I hate
the good
to
part about it is this.
He's speaking to Sean because I don't know how much time we got.
The good part about it is this is because we have good pass rush from the middle. All right, because we're able to collapse the pocket from the middle, that's going to help out a lot. That's where Montez Sweat and whoever, most likely Walker, that's where you can't speed rush on the outside and get upfield so fast because it creates a lane. It goes back to what you were talking about, Nomad. You gotta kind of rush to contain, because that if Billings continues to play the way he's been playing, he's going to crush that. He's going to collapse that pocket from the middle, and then he's going to be looking to jump out to break out from the sides. And if as long as we're not too far upfield, all right, then all of a sudden now, if you're not too far upfield and he can't slide out, he has to take his eyes off of downfield and try him, because he's going to try and buy time. So he's going to have to take his eyes off of downfield, try and find a hole somewhere, and at that particular point, hopefully we can collapse him, because this Joker, one, he's small, and that really hurts a lot when you're dealing with a 5'8", 5'9" quarterback, and he's quick as all get out. So, you talked about it, Samuel, your lane, you got to stay in your rush lanes. You got to keep the lane integrity, because this kid, man, you give him, just a crack and he can get through. And then once he gets out on the edge, he's like, we know what people like him. We got Justin Fields. All right, he can throw down the field. He can run, and it just puts it would put our defense in a big bind, big conflict. So it's integral that we rush properly today. And you said, Samuel, with great late discipline.
I know. I'm gonna kick it to you, kids. But what do you think about the points we made about the defense and it's going to be forced to rush with containment and stay plastered in man-to-man because he can't make so many off-schedule throws when he's in trouble. And also, you know what? If I know this is irrelevant, but in practice, if we were a scout team, I would have had Vegas back there because he's got that kind of foot speed just to get prepared for a guy like this. Just for the simple fact that Vegas has a foot speed. I don't know how they went about that. I kind of digress, man, but go ahead, kid.
Yeah, the saving grace for me is that we've got a fleet of foot quarterback, right? Like it's not as if we don't. So it's really the first time they're going to be going up against something that would be very similar to what they would see on a regular week's practice with Justin. I would have to say that the real difference between Justin and Kyler Murray, in my opinion, is quick release. Like Kyler gets a ball out and he gets it out very quickly. And I think we're going to see a lot of that today. But that then leads up to, where's that ball going? And he's missing a Marquise Brown today. He's also missing, I believe, a couple of key weapons today. I don't think the weapons on his side of the fence stack up well with what we have coming at him via defense. So I would have to say, and with their defense being a little bit weak, I would have to say I think Bears win today. I was a little bit on the fence with this earlier on, but I think this is a game the Bears can pull out. A, defensively, B, offensively. With a strong offensive showing today, and there's really no reason why we couldn't have a strong showing, I think we can pull this game out.
Okay, Brian, man, you've been very patient with us, man. I apologize, but we've been all over the place a little bit this morning. So what do you think about, let's go back to the whole idea about the way we need to rush that quarterback and the way we need to be plastered man to man. Let's start there.
Well, yeah, I mean, stay in your gaps and all like that. But kids, he hit the nail on the head. They practice against the mobile quarterback every week. That's even bigger. That may be the thing that's probably more to Arizona's disadvantage because they're not used to facing a defense that is used to, practicing against the mobile quarterback. So, that. I'd give that advantage to Chicago defense. I'd give that advantage to Chicago. The only thing that Arizona may have is we got Getsy calling plays.
Here it comes. Like I was waiting for it.
All right, we on defense, man. But hey, look, Samo, here's how I see it playing out, especially from a defensive standpoint. If you're Eddie Jackson and you can and the defensive front can keep that guy contained and in the pocket and force him to throw some balls. When this guy misses, he misses high. So if I'm Eddie Jackson, Samuel, I'm gonna play. I'm not gonna be looking to really snag nothing from underneath. I'm gonna stay over top of the play. Every play that I'm involved in, I'm gonna stay over the top and see if he sails balls. And so I think Eddie Jackson is gonna get another pick or two today on Kyler Murray if he stays over the top of the play and doesn't really try to take underneath leverage. I think that's where it's at for him.
Yeah, you got to sit back there and read this guy. Like I said, we get the pressure that we're supposed to get on him with the pressure that we've been getting the past few weeks. Guys are staying in their lane and keeping him contained, and the ball's going to come out. When the ball comes out quickly, we just have to be in position to jump those routes. I think that it's an opportunity for everyone. And I'm interested in seeing what Flus decides to do today. Like you said, I don't know if he's going to play man or if he's going to play zone. And if Kyler does break contain and we're in the zone, our guy's going to know to just plaster to a man at that point. That's the things that concern me about this game. I'll say the only thing that can beat us is us. But as far as talent goes and as far as defense, our defense against that offense, man, we have the ball hawks, man. We can have a great game today, but we have to remain disciplined throughout this game.
Sam, I want to hit right. I want you to hit this again, man, because another thing that stuck out on film to me is the fact that I just lost my way of thinking. But I do believe they're going to see a lot of man-to-man. You're going to see more man coverage than zone coverage. It's about matchups today. It's about finding a guy that you think can really take advantage of the DB in front of him. And so Justin, that's why I think it bodes well for Justin to have a pretty damn good day, because the same thing was happening last week against Cleveland. Cleveland just had a much more vaunted pass rush to really disrupt the flow and timing of what Justin wanted to do. I thought he would have probably got away with one early, probably would have threw a touchdown on the first play if he could have seen that play. This defense doesn't have the dynamic pass rushers that Cleveland has. So the same kind of style, same kind of formula, lacking the pass rush ability. I think it bodes well for Justin. It's just about finding the guy to attack and staying on him.
If that pass rush isn't heavy today, I think Justin Fields eats. Like that's what he needs.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
go ahead.
No, I was going to say also, here's what I would do with Montez Sweat. I want Montez Sweat to be on the blind side, so he can't really see. I don't want Montez Sweat coming in eyesight of Kyler Murray. I want him coming from the other side more than the right side like he normally does. I like him coming off the blind side and not being able to be seen because it's going to make the quarterback kind of I don't know, kind of favor looking over there more often than not because you got to know where the hell he's at on every play. If you're not, that's stupid. You're going to favor looking over there, and that's just giving somebody else a little bit more time to get to him. But don't be surprised if you see where Yannick is normally lined up. You see more Montez Sweat over there today.
One thing I've noticed in last game, the last couple games, is that they've been allowing Montez Sweat to have the autonomy to decide which side he wants to rush for on a lot of plays. Like he'll look to the other side and tell that guy, "Hey, switch right now." Like you know what I'm saying? He'll look. He's done that to Yannick a few times. He's done it to Walker. He'll point over there. It's like, "Hey, we're gonna switch. I'm gonna rush from the left side this time. You come from the right." And I like that. You want to keep the defense guessing. So they're not coming out of the huddle and saying, "Hey, we're sliding to the right." No, you don't know where this guy's going to be. And that's the beauty in, I think, what we have right now. And also, these stunts where you see Montez Sweat getting to the inside quick and freeing up some of these defensive tackles on the outside. Like, we need to see more of that today. And I think we will. I definitely think we will. It's a little harder to do that, though, with a mobile quarterback because you still have to maintain gap integrity on those stunts. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to come around that edge. You can't come around too wide. You come around too wide. Montez Sweat sees that. Not Montez Sweat. Kyler Murray sees that opening on the inside. He steps up. Then he's gone. He's gone. He's probably running 30 yards down the field, or he's stepping up and hitting somebody deep. So we got to be careful as to when we do that and how we do it. So, but yeah, I agree with you. Montez Sweat is going to be key, and moving him around is going to be key to this game.
And Joseph Matuzak, Kyler is a righty for sure. He's a right-hand quarterback. But hey, man, Justin Jefferson just made a monster catch on 3rd and 27.
Oh, he's back.
He's been killing. Man, he's been killing today.
3rd and he got 28.
He got on 3rd and 19. He just got 29 earlier in the game. The dude is crazy.
Here's the guy Justin needs to pay close attention to. Somebody just mentioned, and Joseph Matuzak in the chat is my boy. What's his name? Little guy number 3. Buda Baker. Buda Baker is sneaky. Buda Baker. He's sneaky. He's a veteran. And he's a wily one too, man. He will bait you. But Justin, one thing I would love about Justin now is he really values not throwing that ball away. So he's not really gambling a whole lot with his balls. And he knows that Buda Baker is a veteran safety, and he can bait him. He's got the foot quickness to bait him and get back in the coverage and go take a ball. So you got to watch and see where that guy is at all times. Even when it's one-on-one coverage, it can look like man-to-man, and he could be shading, jumping, getting ready to go jump a route on DJ or Mooney. So you really got to watch that dude. Buda Baker is tough.
Yeah, I'm looking at their defense. They're going to lock that on you. I'm just saying. Go ahead, Samuel.
No, I was just saying. I remember Buda was coming out. I wanted the Bears to get Buda when he was coming out of Washington back in the day. Buda is that dude.
Since you're saying that, we would have got him if we didn't do a certain trade for a certain quarterback.
Yep. Exactly.
We'll just
wait. What y'all talking
under the rug? Buda Baker's one of those. He kind of shakes out as one of the cap casual or like trade casualties, if you will, for the Mitch Trubisky trade. Mm-hmm. We probably would have wound up with Buda Baker and Alvin Kamara. Those are probably the two guys we would have wound up with, and maybe a Solomon Thomas or something like that in the first round. But those are the two later round guys that we would have secured that were picked with the picks we wound up trading off.
Mm-hmm. And that Mitch Trubisky's name is going to be like a soggy pamper on us until we win the next Super Bowl, man. Like that year in that draft was so bizarre, man. I was just like, I was in Georgia when that happened. I was just And I can't tell you how many people were just calling me. I'm out. I mean, family members, man. These people like my older relatives that have been Bears fans their whole lives. I've never known them to be anything but. They're like, I'm done with this team. I can't do it no more. Everybody. I mean, I was just like, boy, oh boy, man. I don't know how you survived that. And then went on and carried on with it for the next few years, man. And I was just like, had a good team to get a Super Bowl. But man, oh man. But that's why we're here now. That's why we have the team that we have now to turn that chapter over. Forget about that.
Mhm.
Man. I don't want to hear about no Mr. Trubisky no more. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just hate the name. I just hate the name all the the conversation just makes my stomach upset, man. But let me I digress, man. Y'all go ahead.
Well, since we're on that note, I will give some love to good old Mike North out there in the world. Mike, I watch your show every so often, and it was really cool to see you kind of take yourself to task with all the Mitch Trubisky love you've been putting out there for the past couple of years. To each his own. I love Mitch when he was here, and I was hoping the best for the guy when he left. Unfortunately, that's not really the situation that he's wound up with. But it's good to see when folks in the media, etc., can actually look at their own takes and sort of backtrack and say, hey, you know what? Maybe I was wrong. Maybe my take was wrong, and be honorable in situations like that as opposed to not. So again, big ups to Mike North for that. Other big ups today, in the grasp, in the chat. Happy birthday, brother. Big ups to you. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, chat. No Maniacs. Thanks for showing up. Love you guys out there.
Whose birthday is it?
In the grasp.
In the grasp. Happy birthday, in the grasp. Hey, Christmas, baby. Christmas Eve, baby.
Yeah, I totally forgot. Yeah, my sister's birthday's today too. So you guys share a birthday. Happy birthday to both of you.
Come on, stand up.
Merry Christmas.
Chris, you about to make an appearance?
Yeah, man.
Hey, let's round this thing out with some. Let's give some.
Hold on. Come here. See this guy?
Uh-oh.
This is my middle grandson, Messiah.
Messiah, you better get it together, boy. You know what we talked about, right? Huh?
Messiah.
All right, get it together now.
Hey, he'll be 8 years old tomorrow on Christmas Day.
Oh,
Christmas baby.
Hey,
happy
birthday, Messiah.
Say thank you.
Hey, Messiah, I'm starting to see gray hair already, man. You getting old already, bro.
Yeah, he's responsible for about 2/3 of these. All right, say bye-bye and thanks.
Bye.
All right.
Peace out, man. Hey, man, but let's give some family shout outs, man, because let me start with my own. I was invited to a family dinner today. Everybody's doing something on Christmas Eve, and unfortunately, I ain't gonna be able to make it because we got to do this stuff. But I sacrificed that for the betterment of making sure, because I can always go have dinner with them later. But I do that. I'll sacrifice that to make sure we come out here and we broadcast and give these people what they want, man. So understand that, guys. Chat, you just know that there are people making sacrifices right now just to be on the screen for you. Because each and every one of us could be doing something else different. I could be drunk, drinking eggnog and rum right now, eating and having a good time with my family, but we have a duty and a responsibility to you guys. But so happy holidays and Merry Christmas to everybody, man. You got any shout outs, Sam?
Yeah, just happy holidays and Merry Christmas to everyone, man. Spent some time with the family yesterday. Great day. And I don't know if the chat knows this, but Samo is expecting another one. And we did the gender reveal yesterday, and it's going to be a baby girl.
Okay.
Congratulations,
baby
brother.
girl, yeah.
Hey, y'all know we finna have to rock together and
excited
get
about that. Baby's doing April. Yeah.
Y'all know we're gonna have to rock together.
I'm a niece now.
He gonna need a whole
girl got a bunch of uncles.
He gonna need a whole pallet. Somebody
Sure,
gonna pull up in your driveway with a forklift and gonna drop a pallet of Pampers off from the Nomad network.
Yep. Hey, we got a lot, so many Pampers yesterday, man. It's ridiculous. I was just talking about that earlier this morning. Like because we had the theme was, if you think it's a boy, you bring wipes, girl bring Pampers, and for some reason everyone thought it was a girl, and everyone guessed right. So shout out to everyone who showed up and showed out from the family, and shout out to my Nomaniac family. All you guys want to wish you all a happy holidays, whatever you celebrate, Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever it is, you celebrate, celebrate it with your family. We all wish you all the best. Don't let the Bears ruin your holidays. That's what I want to say.
No.
We can't depend on them. We know that we can't depend on this coaching staff to make us happy. I do feel like we're going to get a win today, but I think the only thing that can get in our way is us. And we've done that in the past, so let's not act like it can't happen.
Hey, hold on, Sam. I can't let you off the hook that easy, man. What's the time frame since the last baby, man? Because you might be a little rusty. I had to send you to some classes.
Hey,
I change Pampers again.
My son turned 15 on the 17th, on December 17th. Yeah.
15 years. Oh man, we gotta send him some classes. He ain't ready, man. He ain't ready.
Yep. So I've been looking at videos and all that stuff and finding out all the new tricks and all that good stuff. So we'll see how it all works out.
Well, man, like I told you when you told us, I'm better you than me, man. I was just in my head thinking, man, changing diapers. Holy smokes, my kids are 21 and 23. It's been 20 odd years since I changed a diaper. I'm very proud of that. Very happy.
Hey guys,
yo, what's up?
Kickoff.
Are we almost there?
It's time. He said it's kicking off right now.
I don't have any kids, no grandkids. It's just me. Merry Christmas. Thanks for showing up, everybody.
Hey, let's wrap this on up, man. We got to get out of here because I see Montez Sweat on my TV ready to go. But we got to leave you this. We'll be back at the normal time, 8:00 p.m. Central. We'll be back for Nomad at night. So before we get out of here, I got to leave you guys with this, man. Merry Christmas and love, peace, and hair grease, y'all.
Bear down, folks. Bears win.